Hi, you guys, and happy Tuesday. It's time to talk travel. Woohoo! This week I have all kinds of travel things on the brain because it's spring break for the family next week, which means a week of school, no school. We have Easter this weekend, April Fool's, which is why I've got Easter candy behind me. And we have, gosh, I feel like we have so much travel. Oh, I had the auto show here in Atlanta last week, so I could talk about a little bit of the autos and the latest and greatest in car trends. But mostly I promised you talk about travel during the holidays. And I know you're probably thinking Thanksgiving and Christmas. My favorite holiday, my favorite Easter ever was one where we went to the beach. We did an Easter egg hunt on the beach. And I will tell you, I think my son will still remember it. If you asked him about kind of the coolest holidays, we hid the eggs in the sand. You have to kind of watch out to make sure you don't put chocolate in the eggs. And to me, what's better than chocolate in Easter eggs? But, you've got Starburst. You've got, what do they have in these? Starburst, Nerds, all kinds of candy these days. You can buy them. Nestle's got a whole line of these, which I love. This Who Will Find the Golden Egg Hunt? Laffy Taffy, banana Laffy Taffy. Nothing gets better than that, right? So anyways, things like this. So my first tip, if you're going to travel during a holiday, is make it as easy as possible on yourself. So if we're going to the beach, I will call Publix ahead of time and order the pre-made meals. They do this for Christmas. They do this for Thanksgiving, which makes it so simple if you're staying in a condo or anything that just has an oven where you can just reheat whatever's been pre-cooked. I love it. I am not the kind of person who enjoys slaving away in the kitchen for days before a holiday. To me, but I'm all about still huddling around the table and everybody eating something that feels homemade. And I think if you're going to do a holiday on the road, which I highly recommend because I feel like it is so stress-free and it's a great way to make it memorable, then by all means, make it as easy as possible on yourself. Pack your stuff with you so you don't have to go find. I remember once I forgot stuff for Easter bunny baskets until I got there, and so I had to run out, take care of everything, but make it as easy as possible. I remember a Thanksgiving on the beach. We did that. We pre-made everything, and I remember one Thanksgiving in an airport, and it turned out to be pretty awesome. Which you would think, ew, that would be the worst. My mom and I, we were in LaGuardia, coming back from the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade, and we ended up having turkey sandwiches and macaroons covered in chocolate. It was a really memorable Thanksgiving meal. So tip number one, if you're going to travel during the holidays, prepare, get as much pre-made as you can, pack along the goodies, make it easy on yourself. Traveling tips in general. I've got a couple that are my standards, and I swear one of these is going to be new, something you haven't heard before. First, being prepared. And honestly, all that means is bringing this, a phone. Bring a phone with you and take pictures of everything. I will take a picture when I'm at the airport. I'll take a picture of my parking spot at the airport because I do tend to park in exactly the same place at the airport every time because I sort of have a secret spot that I know is closest to the airport. I don't have to do as much walking. And I always like that, but I don't know exactly which aisle, which space. And after 5 days of just chilling, you want to know exactly where the car is if you're landing at midnight or 1 a.m. So take a picture of your parking space. Take a picture of your itinerary. Take a picture if you're traveling with passports. Take a picture of those in case they disappear. At least you have the photos with you. Literally take a picture of your luggage. If you're checking your luggage, take a picture of it so that I've had this happen, even a carry-on. I was not checking it. We were flying to Turks and Caicos, and they actually had us check our carry-on bag at the last second. And of course, lo and behold, we get there and there's no carry-on. And we had to fill out a form that explained what our missing luggage looked like. And that is harder than you know when you haven't really thought about it. I have 6 or 7 rollaway carry-ons that I've collected through the years. And honestly, I knew it was a black one, but I wasn't quite sure, was there silver on it as well or gray? And so it's important. And you know what? If you just take a picture of it before you get on the plane or before you check it, you're set. You've got that right there. So that's tip number one, which is really like 4 or 5 tips in one, right? Pack things that are going to take your stress away. Think about this. What is the most stressful? For me, getting to a hotel, and hotel rooms are updated now and better than ever. However, when you travel with teenagers, which I typically do, you're going to get to that hotel room and everybody's going to stake an electrical outlet to charge their devices. So I have this that I bring with me everywhere. You can bring any kind of power strip or whatever, but I particularly like this because it still has 2 traditional outlets, but then it has USB plugins. This has saved me on so many trips where, you know what, you've got 3-4 people in the room that want to charge their devices. Somebody wants to plug in their computer. Something like this is super simple. And you're super popular when you're at the airport and you have a big old power strip and 4 or 5 people can use that one working outlet. That's cool. So do this. Pack extra phone batteries, you know, the portable chargers. Pack those, charge them overnight. Make sure you bring all your cords. Nothing's worse than getting there and then not having the right cord for what you need. And here's a good tip. If you happen to forget the cord you need, instead of running off to the store, which you may or may not be able to do, maybe you don't have a car with you, go to the hotel Lost and Found. I have been able to borrow a MacBook Air cord, the big power cord for a computer. I was able to borrow one of those at a Disney resort once because somebody left it behind at a convention. And that saved me like $80. I just left my cord at home. And without that, I wouldn't have been able to get through the conference. So at any rate, so always go to the Lost and Found. You'd be really surprised. I mean, think about it. How many times have you left a cord in your room? People do this, and then they end up in Lost and Found. Pack things in more than one place. This is if you're traveling. Okay, so even if you're traveling by yourself. No, I was really thinking of this as far as traveling with somebody else so that you put one of your outfits in their bag and they put one of theirs in yours, but also do this for carry-on. So say, you know, typically a carry-on is like your purse, maybe a computer, your medicine, your power cords, your electronics. Put one extra outfit in there, at least a change of underwear, okay? So that if your bag, if you check one, doesn't make it, or carry-on, as was my experience in Turks and Caicos, throw in an extra outfit. Just roll it up, throw it in your purse or your carry-on bag that you don't check, you know, your one personal item. That's key. Proper planning. Here, this is before you leave for the trip. Do something. Make sure you look at the hours of operation. Again, this goes back to the holiday trips. But it applies to anything. When we went to Paris last year, we went to the Louvre and we hit museums every single day. You know, Notre Dame Cathedral. We were in different cities almost every day. And I didn't realize when I was planning the trip, things like the Louvre aren't open every day. Can you imagine if we'd only been in Paris one day and missed the Louvre? I think it's closed every Tuesday. So that's important in your planning. I know a lot of U.S. museums are closed on Mondays because they're open all weekend. So if there's something on your trip that's a must-see, for me, the Louvre was a must-see. Make sure you look at when you're booking the trip, when that's open, because the Louvre even, we were there during a federal holiday in France, and it was closing. But on the flip side, you can also find out when the special deals are, because they had certain days, I think Monday afternoons were like half off, or you could get in free if you're a certain age. So check that out in advance, and that will help you with avoiding heartbreak. You know, I mean, nothing would be worse than going all the way to Paris and never seeing the Louvre, in my opinion. The Louvre is the museum that's massive, blocks long, where the Mona Lisa hangs. And a million other things. A million. You could spend weeks walking through the Louvre. Okay, so proper plan. Using special gear. I just mentioned, okay, this. But beyond this, things like, I know nobody loves a fanny pack, but this is sort of like, I call it sort of a runner's waistband, but it's just something that you just wear around your waist like this, okay? It goes around your waist. And it's got little zipper pockets so you can hide things in here. So, you know, you don't have to be carrying a purse or, you know, or putting things in your back pocket that might be pickpocketed. You have this that you wear around your waist, and it has a zipper. And it's because it's elastic, I guess, because it's like this, it's snug around your waist and harder for somebody to just cut off. So I hate to go criminal like that, but if you had a backpack, you know, people can cut straps pretty easily. Something like this around you, and again, you put it around your waist, and people might not even see it if you put your shirt over it. So that's a good one. And here's another one. A lanyard that has a zipper pocket. This is great, again, for a place like Paris where you're walking around and odds are you might be a victim of, you know, I mean, I hate to say a victim, but, you know, there are pickpockets and there are criminals everywhere, kind of opportunists. But if you have something like this, you could put your passport in here, you could put money in here, put your hotel key, whatever, your phone even, and it hangs. You can even put it inside your shirt, what have you. Perfect. Okay, something like this. And you probably have these lying around the house in drawers from conferences you've been to or what have you. This is from Quebec. Don't even remember going to Quebec, but but the point is, something like this is going to be much better than a purse or a backpack, and you can tuck it down inside of your shirt or what have you. People won't even know you have it. That's key. And oh, and like jackets, they have shirts now with zippers inside, and like the Scotty vest that's so popular that have side pockets. I particularly love just my winter coat that I wear. It's super light. It's like a puffy jacket, but super lightweight and folds down into nothing. You wear that, it's got zipper pockets. I think every coat I buy from now on will have zipper pockets because you can put things in there and not have to worry about somebody just reaching in and grabbing. So that's a key tip. And my last one, less is more. Less is more, less is more, less is more. Pack one pair of black pants, one pair of jeans, you know, a change of underwear for every day. Yes, of course. But then, you know, you can do that with like a basic black shirt or what have you, and then swap out a scarf or a necklace, something that makes it look a little bit different each day so that you don't look like you're wearing all the same thing all week long. But inevitably, I do this where I will pack a different outfit for every day, but I have my favorite pair of black pants or my favorite pair of jeans. And inevitably, I will wear those two things with a different top each day. Do that. And it's so much better not to have to lug around with you 3 suitcases. Go simple, keep it basic, whatever you pack, take something out afterwards because I promise you, I do this myself. And I'm a really conservative packer. I pack very, very minimally and still end up not wearing half of what I pack. So that is my tip, especially with shoes, Just saying, you don't have to bring every pair of shoes you have in the closet because in all honesty, you want comfort anyway when you're traveling. You want to look good, but you want comfort. So those are my tips. Recapping, okay? If you're doing it during the holidays, be prepared, make it as easy as possible on yourself, and stress less. Stress less. Do as much as you can in advance. Get yourself your phone, take a picture of your suitcase, take a picture of your flight ticket or your passport, your itinerary of your parking spot. Do this. I'm telling you, I don't think I'm that old, but I'm forgetting where I'm parking these days. And this makes it so much simpler. It's right here, especially at the end of a vacation where you have just been relaxing. How are you supposed to remember where you parked your car a week before? Things like the power strip. Right here, right now, just get yourself one of these. Doesn't have to be Phillips. This is just my favorite because I love how, see how it's totally flat? You fold this out, you plug it in the wall, boom, and then when you're done, you just squeeze it back in. It takes no space, but look, you've got extra outlets, which is critical. Don't be afraid of the fanny pack, people. It's not a fanny pack like it used to be. It's just, like I said, just a simple little thing. Goes around your waist, boom, you're set. It's perfect. And using special gear. So those are my basic tips. If you have some, I mean, again, I could go on and on and on and on about travel tips, but these are my go-tos that I tell people, you know, extra power strip, and packing things in more than one place. So throw yourself an extra outfit in your personal bag so that if your suitcase doesn't show up, which has happened more than once to me, then you don't have to run off to a mall or a local store to buy anything. You're good. You're set. You just need to get through a day or two. And then odds are you're going to roll through it anyway. And whatever, I guess the last tip, everybody, my go-to, if I forget it, you can always just buy it, right? And then you got a souvenir built in. So if you have extra tips, throw them down in the comment section for me. If you haven't already liked Desiree Miller, travel writer, vlogger, TV news producer, this site right here, give me a thumbs up, give me a like, and I'll keep the content coming every single Tuesday. You guys, happy travels.